So hey folks, and welcome back to the channel, and on this video we're out on the Aprilia V4 Tuono 1100, this fabulous machine that I've got for the next 10 days. On the last video you saw the walk around, the spec, and a little bit of chit chat about ergonomics. On this video, weather's really good. We're going to get out on the dry roads onto some twisties and see what this bike's all about. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. So welcome back folks, another nice dry day this afternoon, so I thought I'd get out on this beautiful bike. Now, with the Aprilia being one of the top 3 nakeds out there on the market, I haven't tested the Ducati Street Fighter, and also I haven't tested the KTM Super Duke. So KTM and Ducati, if you're listening, need to get on those bikes. So to compare this bike, I compare it pretty much to my own bike, which is the Yamaha MT10SP. And to be honest, they're both different, really. While the Yamaha, I think, is a real super naked, and it's got more than enough power for the road. I know after my tune on the bike with the Woolwich flash, I'm getting 154 bhp to the rear wheel, and I think we're pushing about 111 newton meters of torque at 9,000 rpm. This bike actually makes 125 newton meters at 9,000 rpm, but the bikes, because of the different horsepower, this being 175, obviously makes that torque a little bit differently, and still the bike feels that you have to rev it quite high up in the rev range to actually get that pull on the bike. So you need to be up at around the 5,000 rpm for it to really pull, whereas my MT10 feels more torquey to ride anyway. On paper they look like this would be better, but in the real world, definitely my MT10 I would take over this bike. Not just for that, but also comfort. Now, on the bike I mentioned on the previous video when we did the spec review, I mentioned about the foot pegs being higher, and for me being 6'2", 32 inside seam, it's a little bit much, really. You are really forward on the bars, so you're going to have plenty of wrist ache. And I think if I was to buy one of these, and when I take this back actually to Aprilia, I will actually sit on the standard Tuono, because I saw they had one there. Maybe see if I can just nip out on it for 10 minutes, just to look at the ergonomics, see how it differs to the factory version, and then I'll give you my view on that on another video further down, just to let you know. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a fantastic motorcycle. The engine, while it feels a little bit agricultural, a little bit like a Ducati, low down between 1 and 3,000 rpm. After that, it's great, but that first 3,000 rpm, a little bit agricultural. Not what I expect actually from a V4 engine. I expect a V4 engine to be something similar to my old VFR 800 VTEC from Honda. That engine was used in many bikes, but it was an absolute beauty of an engine. So I am a lover of the V4. I'd love to test the V4 Street Fighter. And when you compare the prices of this bike with the MT10, the standard one, you're paying 2,000 more. You'll pay 13,500 for the new MT10, and you'll pay 15.5 for this, so another couple of grand. And I actually think some of the items on this bike, like the mudguard, the rear hugger, Some of the plastics feel a little bit cheap, whereas on the MT10, especially on the new one, I think they've got it pretty perfect. But out of these two, I prefer the CP4 Yamaha engine. And also on the Yamaha, I think they did a really good trick. They actually took the R1 engine, beefed up the internal components, bringing the torque lower down, whereas on this, it actually feels a little bit like the RS V4 Superbike, where you've got to rev it a little bit higher to get the torque to kick in a little bit. So on the Facebook groups, obviously with owning an MT10 from Yamaha, you know, a lot of the guys actually sell the MT10 and go for something like this, and you'd be amazed how many come back as well. It's quite surprising. Now, I'm not taking anything away from this bike. It is a beautiful machine. Now, if you were to own this bike, you know, could you use it for a commuter? Probably not. You could do, but there's no luggage space or anything. You'd have to have a rucksack. Sunday blast bike, yes, absolutely, definitely is. Touring bike, no. But the standard Aprilia Tuono, yes. Like I say, I'll sit on that bike and tell you what the ergonomics are like on that. The main concern was the leg bend and the foot pegs being too high. If you were going to use this bike for, you know, just a Sunday blast, and if you like track days, then this would be a perfect bike, especially the factory with the fully electronic Olins and the standard, to be fair. But with it having all the buttons on for altering the traction control as you're riding along, I think that's more aimed at the track day boys, really, and it would make an awesome track day bike as well. A lot of crap on the roads today. All farmers have been out again. Now, like I said in the first video where I looked over the specs of the bike, you know, the plastics on here, especially the front mudguard and also the rear hugger, a little bit cheap feeling, if anything, like they've been 3D printed. I just wish on factory bikes or SPs or specials, you know, these days with most manufacturers, you know, for the price you're paying, throw a bit of bling on there, put a bit of carbon. You know, they should have put a carbon front mudguard and maybe a rear hugger on this bike. Yes, you can add it as aftermarket, but for the money you pay, it should come with something. Now, take the next bike that arrives, which is the Triumph. And yes, I'm a Triumph fan, but the Triumph Speed Triple RR with the semi-naked nose cone on. That bike's blinged out, absolutely blinged out with everything, all the good components, and also you've got carbon on that bike. Stay tuned for that. That'll be with us, I think, around the week of the 20th. So before we go on our big tour through Europe, and also the bike reveal for the European trip will come on, I think it's the 29th it gets released, so you'll see the bike that we're going on, or how I kitted out for the trip, a big European trip anyway. So all will be shown in that video. You'll have to wait a few more weeks for that, but I'm looking forward to it anyway. Brakes on the bike are really good. Like I say, you've got M50 calipers, Brembo master cylinder, so stopping power is not an issue on this machine. And the ABS isn't too intrusive neither, so that's pretty good, but you can adjust all of that up, as well as the engine braking. Actually, I've not fiddled with the engine braking, because when you drop off the throttle it does feel like a normal 1000cc bike would do with engine braking, so I'm not going to touch that. As for launch control and wheelie control, the bike's been in individual mode, so wheelie control's on. There's no way I want to be going wheeling this thing. It's not a bike I'm used to, so my skill set isn't that good, and also I'd just lose my license and it's somebody else's bike, so you've got to respect that. So, like with most bikes that I ride, the more I ride them, the more you get used to them and the more you like them. The Aprilia is no different. I'm liking this bike more every time I take it out. You look at the front there, see the headlights, the DRLs, one of the best looking front ends on any
naked or super naked bikes, especially the sport bike has the same nose cone, just a bit bigger on the top. So here's the plastic mudguard that I was mentioning, and as you can see, it's a little bit flimsy. You know, I can stress it and bend it with my fingers, so it just feels like a cheaper part they've put on there. They should have actually put a nice carbon fibre one on there. And I'm not sure if you can see the back just there. Again, it's made out of the same material, really flimsy. That's the only two things on the bike that I think could have been improved, and the rest of the plastics and also the paintwork on this thing is absolutely beautiful. The rear end for a single seat bike is gorgeous, one of the best looking on the market. Even the standard exhaust pipe on this bike is really nice. You get a nice throaty sound after about 5,000 RPM. It does have a flapper valve. You can see the cables just here, so obviously that opens the pipe up. And yeah, I think this is my favourite colour scheme out of the Tuonos. I have seen one in white, and that was the standard version. They do a white or a grey. I just wish they'd on the standard do a little bit nicer colours like this. It would make it all the better. But you could buy one of these, and also you could put the bar risers on and make it a little bit more comfortable. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, hit that subscribe button, ding that bell for future videos coming up. And also, if you're not following us on Instagram, then head over to our Instagram, and you'll catch all of the latest pictures and what we're up to daily. Okay, so thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on another video soon. Cheers, guys.